EuroAsia Scrum. It's Friday the 29th of August, and it's Craig and David. Craig, would you like to go first today?
Yeah, we had our first meeting for OSRA yesterday. And Pavel ran it from a Scrum and Agile planning perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So we've set down future meetings, and we're talking about doing 2-week sprints. And there's several phases of the project, and our first goal is to get phase 0 sorted so we have a deliverable for our customer. So that was quite productive. And then today, as agendas, as notes of the meeting go up and people, so one of the goals is to get all the phase 0 stories on to Pivotal Tracker.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what we're dealing with. We'll start picking things off and try and get a deliverable.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, very productive, and nothing's blocking me at the moment.
Oh, good. See, so plans involve writing the meeting up, getting it onto the tracker.
I think it's all pretty much in the OSRA channel. Nick took meeting notes on Evernote, and then he's put them onto the Agile Ventures documentation and posted a link on OSRA.
All right. Yeah. And
in Slack, sorry, on the OSRA channel. And yeah, Motisum is going to make sure by early next week all the phase 0 stories are on Pivotal Tracker, and then we work out whether some of those need to be epics or what have you, and then just make a concentrated effort to get something so that the customer actually starts getting some value from it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Is the customer in the same country as Motisum? Are they able to meet face to face with him, or?
No, but he's going. He's working abroad for the next 2 weeks, I think, and he is going to see them then.
Good.
But he lives in Canada, and
yes.
I'm not sure exactly where they live, but it's not Canada. So when the client meetings start, I think they'll be held online.
Mm. Yeah.
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah. Good morning, gents. What's up?
We're just talking about our stuff and the OSRA meeting we had yesterday.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you're involved in that now.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm not involved in website 1, although I haven't done anything in a little while on it. But yeah, most of my time's on OSRA at the moment.
Cool.
We're just trying to get some momentum there and get a deliverable that we can get phase 0 completed, so we actually have something that the customer can start using.
Marvelous. How's that going? What's the time schedule on that?
I'm not sure we have a concrete time schedule yet. Yesterday's meeting was setting up. Pavel was walking us through the agile process, and I think we're having 2-week sprints. But apparently all the stories for phase 0 aren't on Pivotal yet, so we're going to get those. Motisum is going to have those all on by early next week, and then we're in a better position to talk about timescales. I mean, ideas were suggestions were made yesterday that we could maybe do it in 2 or 3 sprints, but without actually looking at all the stories. It was just a figure we plucked out the air.
It's hard to assess certain things without having all the stories in place. I imagine.
But we need to. I think if we don't set a goal and try for it, it'll go on forever. And the idea of having a phase 0 finish date where the customer can start using it in some shape or form is very exciting.
Absolutely. So the phase 0 is just basic functionality the minimal viable product.
Yes. Yeah.
Access spreadsheets with centralized data storage and management system. Okay. All right. I was in the initial setting, the initial pair programming session where we set up that application. Are you guys still using the active admin gem or?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So because we managed to get a whole backend interface, in place in just a few hours. I think it was really fast. We got a lot of stuff for free when we used ActiveGem, so I was quite excited about that.
It is, and you're right. It is a very productive way of making those models. I think the thing that's going to take the time is there's a functionality where we need to upload spreadsheets and then pass the data from the spreadsheets and put it into database.
Okay.
And that functionality, I think, will probably take. It'll be the most complicated of the Phase 0 project, I think.
Okay, because there's a lot of data in Excel right now? Or?
Yeah. That pretty much they're using Excel exclusively. They want to get away from that, but I think that when as they work, it'll go on a spreadsheet, and then I think they import it up. Upload the spreadsheet, and then the data's passed from Excel and put into the database.
Yeah, that's a toughie because of the. I mean, there's not a big issue with exporting Excel into comma separated files and then import that into a database. That's fairly easy, but it's very tough to work with relations and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We have said, Motism has said that if we needed to, we could maybe look at just doing it purely as CSV, so that they convert their spreadsheets to a CSV format and then upload them. We'll just have to see how complicated that all becomes when we start working on it, I guess.
That's that could be a tough obstacle. I assume, yeah. Well, good luck with that. I think it's an exciting project.
Thank you.
It's an exciting, yeah.
Well, my update is going to be very brief because, as I was talking yesterday, I was spend a few more minutes on my learning C, and got solved this problem within seconds, even though it had been giving me a headache the day before, and that was to use the comma operator, and it basically gave me a bad experience of the comma operator, although I found that the compiler was able to show me most of the errors that you can make with the comma operator. Certainly if you throw away anyway, that's C, and we don't do C very much in Agile Ventures, so I won't talk about that anymore. Plans.
Oh, but we do a lot of learning, so I'm excited about your progress in C.
Yeah.
Well,
and the other thing that I continue to get out of it is how much of because I learned Ruby knowing some Smalltalk, and a lot of Ruby comes from Smalltalk, but a lot more of Ruby comes from the C culture and the Unix culture, and it starts to fit into place a lot more knowing some C as to why.
Really, that's kind of surprising to me to hear, because I thought I'm afraid of C, although I'm doing some in my course right now, but it feels so low level, with all the memory assignments and everything. It's like Ruby is in comparison, Ruby feels so high level.
Oh, definitely.
I wouldn't. You kind of surprised me with the statement that there's some, influence of C in Ruby, but I guess it could be. I just haven't seen that yet. I'm just afraid of C. I think it's horrible. No, it gives me nightmares. Really, it's and I feel that Ruby is a language, and especially with the framework like Rails or even Sinatra, that can be creative with code, which is something, very very nice for me. I'm a creative person. I love to paint and write and stuff like that, and being able to create programs and software in a creative fashion is very cool. While C is so engineering, it's like so So you have to be a full-scale engineer to understand what you're doing, and there's no creativity involved. That's my feeling about this language. So that's why I feel so, so restrained with all the syntax and everything that you have to do just to achieve a simplest thing, basically.
Yeah, it's definitely harder work to achieve something big. The benefits are in terms of speed and compatibility, but the speed of the end result. But in terms of programmer productivity, I can't see how very often it would be the choice for an end user application.
No, but you wouldn't write OpenBSD in Ruby either, would you? It's horses for courses, I guess.
Yes.
And I'm very happy that there are people that can sit there, someplace I don't know where, and I don't even want to know
in
where.
In the dark with Coke.
And just hack away and do those things, And I've seen some cool things on Discovery Channel recently with those, amateur drones, those helicopters kind of thing, and there are some students or some programmers sitting, and they write code sequences so they can synchronize the way those drones fly, and then they are in total control of on a very low level of these machines. It is amazing, but again, that scares me. It's not me at all. I can't identify with these people whatsoever. I mean, for us working with web apps, it's our the applications like we do for local support or also CRA or Website One. It's a completely different craft. It's like we can't even be compared to those people that work on such a low level, I think.
Well, here's a team that uses or a community that uses JavaScript to program some of these quadcopters. So it's and the guy I heard it from is kind of describes himself as a full stack web developer. I met him at the Ruby at the local Ruby users group. So there's definitely some crossover between doing hardware stuff but definitely interesting idea to use JavaScript.
Oh, I'm getting a headache already.
Not something that I'm
Let's move on, perhaps. But I'll check this one out. I think this is really interesting. So I have this. I have a neighbor that is into nodecopters, and he has a GoPro camera installed on his, and you can film. Shoot movies from above, so it's really interesting. I want to do that. I think it's a great hobby. So anyway, let's move on.
Oh, and there's the creativity getting back in. You make your copters dance or make movies with them. Or,
Actually, I could. Well,
I'd watch that on YouTube, Thomas. If you sort me out some dancing copters.
But also, I have this. I live in a suburb here in Gothenburg with a large population from Africa and from Africa's Horn, like Somalia. So I could do a quadcopter down like Mogadishu thing. I don't know. So have you seen that movie, Black Hawk Down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do a local version of that.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, let's move on.
All right. So plans is to run this. As regards Agile Ventures, is to run this Scrum again on Monday, which is when we'll be back, and nothing blocking me. Thomas, have you anything to share?
Yeah, well, me and Brian had a meeting yesterday, wrapping some of the decisions we made the day before in a document. We created this. We updated a document in regard of the project workflow. And set some minimum standards on pull requests, on feature requests in the Pivotal Tracker, and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be in EuroScrum meeting together with Sam because I need to clarify some things, and we are just moving ahead with website one. There are some interesting. Me and Sam are gonna have a meeting where we prioritize some stories to choose the direction of website one for the next upcoming month or month and a half, where we want to allocate resources and things like that. So guys, if you feel that you have some spare time, there's going to be some stories in website one, and I'd love to see you participate on that. No pressure, of course, but even the smallest contribution is worth a lot for us. So if you have some time over and you feel that you can devote yourself to this project, please do.
Okay. No, okay. Where's the new workflow document?
Well, let me see. If you go to project workflow here on this page you are at, yeah, and scroll down, and well, let's see here. Project coordination outline.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So we updated this document.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, with some minimum requirements basically. And if you just if you see in this, if you just scroll up a little bit here, stop, down. Down, more. Yeah, stop. Just above the other pivotal story types, there is this link referred to this document. You see that? Mm-hmm. If you follow this link, here's another document. This document was created by Yaro a few days ago, and we had a lot of discussions yesterday, and so we did update this one. There was some question marks about who's making what decisions and what are the roles and responsibilities in the project. And even though we've been at it for 7 months, there was some things that were not clear. So we just updated this one. So there's no question marks on how feature requests are handled in this project.
That's good.
That's very brave, Thomas.
Well, how do you mean?
There's no doubt. I'm not sure there was doubt before, but there still seems to be a lot of querying.
Yeah, well, for me, there was never any doubt.
No, that's what I'm saying, but
yeah. But I hopefully, I mean, this is, I don't know, Greg, I don't know how much you've been involved in in requesting features and making them all the way through the process, but it's pretty straightforward if if you've done it a few times, how it's done. There's no question marks, I think, for me, but I kept hearing that there is a lack of communication, and then we need to document everything and stuff like that. So hopefully this little document will I wanted to keep it fairly general, not too detailed, but hopefully this will clarify certain things, and at least now we have something in writing, so we can point people toward if there's any doubt. But the thing is that we also had other documents before explaining similar things, and as a project lead, I cannot take responsibility if project members do not acquaint themselves with the written documentation that exists, so and I also feel that we're all grown men, mostly grown people, and I think that certain things does not need to be spelled out, like for totally. Some things are just to be understood, you know what I mean?
Or I mean, people have tongues in their head, or fingers on keyboards. It's just a case of asking a simple question, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think that this one is, for instance, I had a long discussion yesterday. How does a feature get accepted, and who's accepting? Why are you as a project lead? You know, why do you have a final say on things? And it's not really true, because as a project leader, I don't have a final say on anything. The client has the final say.
Yeah.
You know. So and this document in a previous version had some language that was very strange. You know. So we removed some of that and just tried to clarify. And we do have a pivotal tracker flow. You know, you request one thing, the client needs to prioritize it. It needs to be assessed by other members and estimated, and then it goes into coding. You know,
Yeah.
and after that you submit a pull request, and the pull request is assessed by your peers with a peer code review process, and then it is merged in if it's okay. And that's pretty straightforward. It's nothing much to it, I think.
Yeah.
So let's hope that we can get a better working atmosphere in the future. So, but that's what I've done, and I'm going to continue to work with Sam on those workflows if there's anything missing right now. But we feel, both me and Brian feel, that we need to put this all behind us and start focusing on delivering stories and
Yeah, I would agree with that. It saps energy and it takes focus away from the project, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've made some decisions that I will convene in the EuroScrum. I don't want to get ahead of myself right now, but I'm going to make some changes in the project and the dev team right now. As it stands now, it doesn't work. So feel free to join us at the EuroScrum if you want to see some.
What is that? When's that?
At what is it? Is that 11 o'clock?
11
UTC?
o'clock. Okay.
Yeah. If you can, if you have time or energy, please join us.
I have one quick question, actually. I did a story on Pivotal Tracker and about user redirects, and it's finished. But I didn't. I think I got the impression that it was delivered to Sam as part of the merging of the pull request. So I don't know whether I don't know whether I've reported it right on Pivotal Tracker.
I think you did. Let's see here. Let me just reload my tracker. I know what story you're talking about. I think we just kind of. What is that?
You want to share your screen there, Thomas?
Oh, I'm sorry. Of course. Here we go. So, are you seeing my screen now?
Yep.
Okay. Redirect to most recently viewed page after login.
Yeah.
One pointer finished. Yes. Well, it is deployed to our develop server.
Okay.
And it awaits some other pull requests. We had a mess with pull requests for a while, So there are going to be some rollbacks, but so we haven't pushed this out to staging yet. But as soon as we push this out to staging, we will present that to Sam, and Sam will be able to either accept or reject the story.
Brilliant. So I don't need to do anything.
No, not at this. Not
magic.
At this
All right.
Yeah. So the only thing in the future, Greg, if you do, and that's a new rule that we impose from now on, that when you do deliver, one of the comments you do under each story is
the pull request
should include the link to the pull request.
Yeah. I think I saw one of your videos where you talked about that. So,
yeah. And that's just because what we want to do now in the future, we want to use Pivotal Tracker as the main place to discuss certain, to discuss features. We can use Slack, and we can use some documents on website one to discuss strategy and the bigger issues. But as soon as we talk about certain features that we want to implement into website one, I think that needs to be done in Pivotal Tracker.
That makes sense. I mean, we've got the link because we put the user story in GitHub, so we've got the link from GitHub to Pivotal, but you don't have the other way around, do you? Which is the more important one, really, I guess.
Exactly. So yeah, that's going to be a small change that we introduce, but I think it's going to be for the better. So.
Magic. Thank you.
All right.
Right.
So that's. I don't have anything stopping me or anything. So I'm just gonna, continue working as I did with those workflows and prioritizing stories and start to get people involved in the new features that we want to implement.
Over time, so I'll stop the recording there.